Alright, so we are back on the Jeep project, or one of the Jeep projects. Kind of been waiting on parts, materials, finally got stuff to come in. Supply chain is fun these days. So we're gonna pick up, we're gonna start getting wiring going. We have the sound bar pretty much where the customer wants it as for a test fit. So we're gonna get that wired up. He has built a new style console. This one was damaged, so he's got something built again. So we'll start getting some of these wires pulled now that we have the wiring in, and start getting it installed. Starting to get some other amplifier stuff knocked out. So we're kind of getting it sorted out where it's going to go right now. Alright, now that we have some of our wiring kind of figured out in the Jeep itself, we're going to get started working on this soundbar. Got 4 6.5s that are going to go in here. Got 2, I think these are 4-inch, maybe 3.5-inch tweeters. I don't remember exactly. All of it has RGB, I think, except for the tweeters. And then we have some RGB lights for the emblem, and I think this is a, if I remember right, I think this is a dome light and an RGB light as well. So we'll get working on getting this installed. We're gonna add some sound deadening material like that last bar we did on here. These things are really hollow sounding in my opinion because of the plastic, so we like to try to put a little bit of sound deadening in there to try to make it a little bit fuller sound once the speakers are playing loud. All right, so we'll throw it on the side and we'll get going on wiring. Alright, so we went ahead and we got some sound deadening in here just to go ahead and get a little bit more, fuller sound out of it versus it being so hollow. So now we're going to go ahead and start getting our wires situated in here. We've got lots of speaker wires, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 speaker wires, or 12 speaker wires actually, and then 6 sets of 6 RGB wires, so a lot of RGB wires to get sorted out as well. So that's what we're going to work on next. Alright, so that's the process for one. Just going to repeat that 3 more times for all of the 6.5s, and then we will get the tweeters installed. I won't bore you with that, so I'll just fast forward and knock that out. Alright, so we have went ahead and mounted all of the speakers in the bar, got them all wired up. We have our plugs coming out the sides to our spools of wire that we're going to run to the back. Next up is going to be to get the brackets on it. I started mocking one of the brackets up here, getting the brackets on it, and then getting it into the Jeep. So we went ahead and we got the soundbar mounted. So we kind of got our wires temporarily ran across the side for now. Gonna be permanently mounting those shortly. Just kind of getting our game plan on what wires are gonna be going where. So that's what the customer wanted it. Very close headroom here. So good thing he's not 6 foot tall. It's plenty enough. His head sits about right here, so even if there were an accident or something where he'd go forward, it's underneath his head, at least as much as we can tell. Starting to get some of the amp wires pulled through here. I don't know if I've gone over the plan for amp configuration yet, but the 2 4-channel amps are going to be mounted here. Distribution blocks for both power and ground. Speaker wires are coming through. Everything's got grommets. Speaker wires are coming through on that side. That one's missing the grommet, but it'll have it before we're done. We're gonna have another amp mounted to the back of. There's gonna be a speaker box across here with the sub. So that's where his 3rd amp's going. Speaker wires coming through here as well. We've already showed those pods previously, so those are the same pods that were there. We're just reconfiguring them. The other pods he's putting are here. We've already got the mounts kind of situated. I've got to get some different screws. The screws that come with them are not fantastic, so I'm gonna get some better ones. So these pods are gonna sit here and on here. So you'll have a total of 4 6.5s on the bar with the 2 tweeters, 4 8-inch pods in the back, and then the sub going here. So that's the overall layout. Other than that, it's just going to be pulling some more wires and getting everything kind of tied up. Oh, also there's going to be 2 separate DS RGB Bluetooth controllers. One is going to power just the lights in the front, and the other one's going to power these lights in the rear. So that way, if he ever needs to turn off the front, well, you know, if he decides to have the RGBs on while he's trying to drive, there's just no way he'll be able to see out of the windshield with 6 RGB lights in his face. So those will be able to be turned off separately from these. These could stay on, or you know, they could all be turned off. So that's the layout. We're going to continue wiring it. I'll try to show you some of the steps along the way, you know, how we're going to wire it. He's got his console that he built, or somebody built for him, or something like that. We pulled the factory console out. This one was damaged. It had gotten water damaged over the years. Obviously there's no top, and it sits outside. So they built a new console, and that's where the radio is going. So there's going to be a radio and a 6-channel crossover inside of that console, and then we'll be repurposing. He had these switches here and here. We'll be repurposing those switches to control the radio again, the lights, the RGB lights, and then he wants to be able to independently control the amps, which I think is a smart idea. So I think that's going to get obnoxiously loud directly on top of your head. So we're going to set the amplifiers in zones, so where he can turn this zone on or the back zone on, and or
the sub if you would like. So you'll have, you know, 3 zones basically where he can decide how he wants to listen, you know, based on what he's doing. That'll make it to where this is just not, you know, always in your face, always, you know, super loud, and give him a little bit of options. Probably when he's riding or parked somewhere, I would assume everything will be on. So that's the plan. We're going to continue the wiring. Next time you see this, we should have most of the wiring wrapped up, and then we'll kind of show some of the steps along the way.